Hey, welcome back to Compliance Corner. Today, JC and I are going to talk about preventing straw purchases during the holiday season. We know that's really important, John. So, what are we going to do this holiday season with all of the talk and concern about straw purchases? What are some of the things we could be looking for, especially new salespeople at the gun counter? What should we be looking for to prevent straw purchases?
Absolutely. So my go-to all year long is customer engagement, right? You want to engage that customer right from the get-go, as soon as they walk in the door, and it's even more important this time of year. So in addition to that customer engagement is qualifying the customer. When it comes to firearms purchases, qualifying the customer is the ultimate.
What are some examples for qualifying the customer?
Sure, what are you going to use the gun for? Basic, right? You're going to use it for hunting, protection, what? Are you going to carry it every day? Is it just going to be that firearm that sits at home for that middle of the night kind of alert situation? Things like that. Right. So you want to qualify that customer. You want to understand what is it that they need that firearm for.
Right, because some of our straw purchase scenarios we've dealt with in the past are just quick buys, no knowledge, maybe looking at the phone. Some of the other characteristics and behaviors we should be looking for. Do you have examples of those?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, the technology is big, right? The phones, the notepad on the phones, or the text message. So look for those things. When they're engaged with you, or avoidant of you, which is atypical, right? They want to avoid you at all costs. They come in and they just want one specific firearm. They're looking for one specific gun. They don't want to hold it. They don't want to touch it. They don't want to see it. They don't ask any questions about it. They just come in and say, I want that firearm. So that's definitely one of the things, right? They don't understand caliber. They don't understand the use of the firearm. They don't understand how the mechanics work with the firearm. So those are all qualifiers, right?
And very often they don't want to know.
No, they absolutely don't want to know. They're not interested in those things.
Right. So this is holiday season. We have a lot of people also coming in and claiming they're buying gifts for someone. And that's a real easy scenario to play off when I'm actually buying it for someone I shouldn't be buying it for someone who isn't legally capable of buying their own firearm. So in the scenario where maybe a purchaser is claiming it to be a gift, but meets your qualifications for maybe not really interested in a firearm, what advice would you have for somebody in that scenario?
Yeah, absolutely, JB. There is a legitimate buying a gun as a gift. You want to buy a gun for your son, you want to buy a gun for your brother, you want to buy a gun for your wife, whatever the scenario, you really have to take a deep look at that scenario. So if they're buying a gun for their wife, say, let's take that one for example, and they're looking at a specific model or caliber, okay, let's just take a 1911 45 caliber, and I come in and I say, I want to buy a gun for my wife, and I want it to be a 1911 45 caliber. Well, that's going to send up a few red flags for me. You're going to buy a 1911 45 caliber for your wife? Probably not the right fit. Let's get her in the store and actually check her out and make sure that, we fit her to the right firearm. What this does is presents add-on sales opportunities, right? Because you may have a range. You may offer training lessons, things like that, coaching. So those are add-on sales. So you want to bring that customer in and you want to be actually able to qualify that customer to the right firearm. But gifts are legitimate, and you can sell a firearm as a gift. Now, we at FFL Consultants, we don't recommend that. We recommend go for the gift card, go for the gift certificate or something like that if your store offers those things. That is the best scenario to make sure that you get that customer, that purchaser of the firearm or that owner of the firearm into the right firearm.
Right. And then there's so many, and when you get the buyer in there, the actual user of the firearm, you'll get all types of additional add-on accessory sales, etc.
It's a great opportunity for that.
So not every viewer today has a gift card program maybe installed in their POS program.
Absolutely.
What can I do there?
Look, let's go back to the olden days of before computers and before electronic gift cards, or what they're called store value cards. Go back to just a simple piece of paper.
A gift certificate.
A gift certificate. You can even do it on your business letterhead, or create business letterhead that says, hey, listen, we got $500 for you reserved to purchase a firearm.
Right, so take the money into your POS system, ring it as a no-tax sale, make it a certificate or a coupon, absolutely, and have them show up later.
It's a real simple process. It's nothing technical about it.
Yeah, and one of the last scenarios I think you've always spoken to, JC, is the multiple low-end handgun purchase.
Oh, yeah. This is a big one, and this happens all throughout the year. So We all know the brands out there that are the low-end firearms, semi-automatic handguns especially. You know, if you have an individual that comes in and is just completely disinterested in the firearm, not interested in the specifications, not interested in anything about that gun, doesn't ask any questions, they just come in and say, I want to buy 5 of this gun, I want to buy 7 of this gun, whatever the case may be, you know, that sends up red flags. So you definitely need to be on the lookout for that. It happens. It's happened all over the country. I've had many, many FFLs where it's happened and they've thrown up all kinds of red flags about it. So be sure not to get caught in that trap. No matter what the sale, your FFL isn't worth it, right? You don't want to lose your FFL over a few $100s. It just doesn't make sense.
And not only do you want to not lose your FFL, but you can always warn the purchaser of the consequences.
Absolutely.
Right?
Feel free. It's federal law. You do not want to sell that gun to somebody that is prohibited, and they do not want to be the person purchasing that firearm for somebody that's prohibited. It comes with a pretty steep sentence and penalties. So.
Yeah. So keep your "Don't Lie for the Other Guy" campaign posted and forefront in your shop.
Absolutely.
And make sure that's visible through the holiday selling season.
And use the materials that are provided to you. This is a joint initiative between the ATF and the National Shooting Sports Foundation. It's something that you need to put out there and definitely reference it.
Right. And the last one I heard about was last week. I had a client call and say, John, I had somebody here attempting to purchase 3 low handguns with cash.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. I mean, it's just red flags. I mean, what do you need the same firearm, the same caliber, the same make, same model, and the same firearm? You know, the only time I see those scenarios is in a scenario like mine where I'm an instructor and I want to have a suite of firearms available for my students. So, you know, those scenarios definitely send up some red flags.
Right. So anyway, so thanks, JC. We hope this session added value to you and your team. Be sure to catch us on Facebook.
And check us out on FFLconsultants.com.
And have a great holiday season.